Welcome student. In our previous video you have studied the rate of the rate laws, molecularity and order of reaction. For a general reaction of this type, you write the rate of the equation as rate is equal to minus dr by dt, which will be equal to K into product of the molar concentration of the reactants raised to the power alpha and beta, where these represent the order with respect to reactant A and reactant B. This form of equation is known as differential rate equation. Okay. Now measurements for the differential rate equation is not always convenient, but it is not always accurate also. So to overcome these flaws, we integrate this differential rate equation for different orders of reaction. In this year, you have to study the integrated rate equation for zero order and first order reactions only. So let us start the integrated rate equation for zero order reaction. Now consider the simplest reaction where reactant A is converting to product. For writing the rate, you will write minus dA by dt is equal to K into molar concentration of A to the power 0. 0 because it is a zero order reaction. So order for the with respect to A will be 0. And so since it is 0, it will become K or dA will be equal to minus K dt. Okay. Now we will integrate this equation. So integral dA is equal to minus K integral dt. Since K is the constant, we can place this outside the integration sign. Now integral of A will give A and integral of dt will give dt. So dA will be equal to minus kt plus I. After integration, a constant of integration also comes with it. So I is represented. Now at t equal to 0, A is equal to A naught. A naught is the initial concentration. When time is 0, molar concentration of the reactant will be equal to initial concentration. Putting this value in equation 2, we will get A naught is equal to I. Okay. Now putting the value of this integration constant in equation 2, we will get molar concentration of A is equal to minus Kt plus A naught. Rearranging this, we will get value of rate constant as A naught minus A upon T. Now consider this equation 2. This is similar to the straight line equation, and if we plot molar concentration of A with respect to time T, then we will get a graph straight line with slope minus K and having intercept on y-axis at initial concentration, that is A naught. Similarly, if we plot rate versus concentration graph for zero order reaction, we will get a straight line parallel to the x-axis, since the concentration of the reactant is not changing with time because the rate of the reaction is independent of the rate concentration. Okay, rate is independent of the concentration of any of the reactants, so the plot will be straight line or constant and will be parallel to x-axis, right? Now let us see half-life period for the zero order reaction. Half-life period means the T half when the half of the reactant have been consumed. That is, only half is left, half reactant is decomposed or consumed. Now at T equal to T half, when half of the time is passed, concentration will be equal to initial concentration by 2. Putting these two values in the previous equation, we will get K A naught minus A naught by 2 upon T half, or T half will be equal to A naught by 2K. That is, T half for the zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration. When we plot T half with respect to initial concentration, we will again getting a straight line with slope 1 by 2k, and since there is no constant, the straight line will pass from the origin. Okay, now let us see the integrated rate equation for the first order reaction. First order reaction may be represented any of these three type of reactions, where for these two reaction you can rate will be equal to molar concentration of A raised to the power 1, since it is a first order reaction. And if two types of reactant is there, then also rate will be proportional to either molar concentration of A or molar concentration of B. Now consider the simplest reaction, that is A changing to product. Initial concentration of reactant is taken as small a, and concentration at any time t is taken as A minus X, okay, where X is the number of moles decomposed at time t. Now to write the rate of the equation, you will write dx by dt equal to K A minus X, okay, concentration of the reactant. This, rearranging this, we will get dx by A minus X equal to K dt. Okay, now we will integrate this equation. Integrating this, we will get this. Dx by dt will give ln A minus X and dt will give K. Okay, so we have minus ln A minus X K kt plus I. I is the constant of integration. Now at t equal to 0, x will be equal to 0, since no decomposition reaction has started. So minus ln A is equal to I. I will be equal to minus ln A. Now putting these values in our equation 2, in equation 1 we will get minus ln A minus X equal to Kt minus ln A. In place of I, we will write minus ln A. Rearranging this, for K we will get Kt. This will go to this side, left hand side, and we'll write this again ln A minus ln B. This is type ln A minus ln B type of equation. Ln A minus ln B is equal to ln A by B. So here A upon A minus X. Again for K, T will come here and this equation. Okay. Now converting ln to log base 10, we will multiply 2.303. So the equation becomes K equal to 2.303 by T log A upon A minus X. Now putting the value of A and A minus X, A is A naught, A minus X is molar concentration of A. So this represent the expression for rate constant for the first order reaction. Here also we can put the value of A and A minus naught, which will give K is equal to 1 by T ln A naught upon A. Okay. Now taking this equation, we can write Kt is equal to ln initial concentration upon concentration at time t, okay, ln, or this can be written in the exponential form, that is ln naught upon A is equal to e to the power kt. Okay, rearranging this, A upon, just reversing the order, A upon A naught equal to e to the power minus kt. This is the exponential form of the equation. Now if at two different concentrations are given, then to find rate constant we can write at t equal to T1, suppose concentration is A1, at t equal to T2 time concentration is A2. For both the time we can write the rate equation like this, or integrated rate equation like this. Ln A1 is equal to minus Kt1 ln A naught, ln A2 is equal to minus K2 plus ln A naught. Subtracting the second equation from the first one, we will get ln a1 minus ln a2 is equal to minus kt1 and minus of kt2, and this will cancel out. This will cancel out. Okay, rearranging this again, we will have ln a1 upon a2 is equal to k t2 upon t2 minus t1. To get the rate constant, we will transfer t2 minus t1 to this side and we'll get 1 upon t2 minus t1 ln a1 upon a2, and converting ln to log base 10, we have to multiply 2.303 in this equation. Okay, so if t1 and t2 are given, different times are given, and the concentrations corresponding to that time is also given, then also you can find the rate constant for the first order reaction. Now rearranging equation 4, that is this equation, this one. Now rearranging this equation, we can write log A is equal to minus k upon 2.303 into t log a naught. Okay. Also, taking both the logs in same side, we can write log a naught upon a is equal to k upon 2.303 t. This is also the forms of this equation. Okay, if consider this equation, and if we plot log a versus time t graph, then it will give this type of slope, this type of graph with slope minus k upon 2.303, and it will have the intercept on y-axis at log molar concentration of a naught. If log a naught upon a is plotted against t, time t, it will also give a straight line, but it will pass through the origin and have the slope k upon 2.303. Okay, now let us see the half-life period for the first order reaction. Now this is the first order reaction in terms of a upon a minus x. Okay, at t equal to t half, x is equal to a by 2. A is the initial concentration we considered. So putting this value in the equation, we will get t half equal to 2.303 upon k log a upon a minus a by 2. This will give t half equal to 2.303 k log 2. Take common, take a from denominator common and cancel out. Cancel from numerator and denominator. Okay, this will give only log 2. Now multiplying the value of log 2 with 2.303, we will get half, t half is equal to 0.693 by k. So you can see that half-life period for the first order reaction is independent of the concentration term. There is no concentration term in the reaction. Okay. Now let us see the general expression for half-life period of a reaction. Now you have studied that for zero order reaction, t half is directly proportional to initial concentration to the power 1. For first order reaction, t half is independent of the initial concentration. So you can write t half is directly proportional to molar concentration of initial molar concentration to the power 0. Okay. For second order reaction, similarly t half will be directly proportional to initial molar concentration to the power -1 and so on. So for the nth order reaction, you can write t half is directly proportional to a naught initial concentration to the power 1 minus n, or rearranging this, we get t half is directly proportional to 1 upon a to the a naught to the power n minus 1. Okay, this is the general expression for the half-life period for nth order reaction. Next, let us study pseudo first order reaction. Now consider a general equation A plus B converting to product, in which the order with respect to each of the reactant is 1. That is, order with respect to reactant A is equal to 1. Order with respect to reactant B is equal to 1. And the overall order must be equal to 2. But if one of the reactant is present in large excess, that is, if one of the reactant may be solvent or its concentration is not going to change, it is taken in very large quantity. So in that case, the rate of the reaction will depend upon the molar concentration of one reactant only, which is present in less quantity or which is present in less concentration. Okay, so previously you will write seeing this reaction, the rate is directly proportional to a product of the molar concentration of both the reactant. But for the pseudo order reaction, rate for this kind of reaction will be directly proportional to molar concentration of only one reactant, that is reactant A, if B is present in large excess and is a solvent. Okay, now let us see the example. Example of the pseudo order reaction is acid catalyzed hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate reacts with water in presence of acid to form alcohol and acid. Okay, in this, water is present in large excess and the rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of ethyl acetate only. Similarly, acid catalyzed inversion of cane sugar is also a type of pseudo order reaction where water is present in large excess and the rate for the reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of sucrose only. Okay, right. Now that's all for today. Thank you.